Hey guys, welcome back to Cajun Horror Talk. I'm Jay.
And Ross.
Today we're talking about Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Never sleep again.
So, grab a beer, grab a cup of coffee.
Let's talk horror.
All right, guys. Wes Craven's
Franchise Friday.
Yeah,
guys.
happy Franchise Friday. Our last installment of the Nightmare franchise.
Well, the second to last if we count our recap video, but
Yeah,
this is we're at the end. We're at the end of the road.
it.
The last one we're counting. The only other movies that we have Freddy Krueger would be obviously the remake and Freddy vs. Jason, which we're not putting Freddy vs. Jason in either of the franchises because it feels unfair to both.
Yep. So, looking at 1994, runtime of 1 hour 52 minutes, made on a budget of $8 million and brought home $19.7 million, which is very disappointing. Yeah. But I did find out. I was wondering why the box office was so low for this. It came out at the same time as Pulp Fiction. Yeah. So Pulp Fiction sucked a lot of that money up.
Absolutely.
Cast, which is the awesomest part of this movie. Wes Craven plays Wes Craven.
Yep, he does.
Robert Englund plays himself and Freddy Krueger.
Yes. Not if you check the end credits of the
Oh,
scene.
yeah, I know.
They attribute Freddy Krueger plays himself.
Yeah. Heather Langenkamp plays herself and Nancy.
Yes.
Miko Hughes plays Dylan Porter, who Miko Hughes is awesome. He's from Kindergarten Cop, and he's also he's also Gage on Pet Sematary.
Yeah, I knew he was Gage in Pet Sematary. I forgot about him in Kindergarten Cop.
David Newsom plays Chase Porter. John Saxon, rest in peace.
Yeah,
plays
rest in peace,
himself.
John Saxon.
Robert Shea plays himself, and also Lynn Shea does a cameo as a nurse.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
So does Wes Craven's daughter. She does a cameo as well.
Yeah, but Lynn Shea, in case y'all don't remember, she was actually Nancy's teacher.
In
the original.
Yep.
And she's also Bob Shea, who was the producer of all the movies. That was
all right,
his sister.
You guys are in for a treat because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of things thrown and a lot of insults hurled and a lot of arguing on this movie.
Yep. So the plot of this movie, guys, is pretty much that Wes Craven's writing a new Nightmare script.
Yes, this after Freddy's dead, where Freddy's been killed off and the fans wanted more.
Yep, and well, basically he's writing a new script because Freddy is not just a movie character; he is a demon.
Freddy is a demon that was contained while the movies were being made, and once the movies stopped being made, Freddy
came to life. Yeah.
He came to reality, not being suppressed by the movies being made. This is the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie that does not have opening credits.
Yes,
and reason being is they didn't want to. It kind of takes away whether or not it's a movie, a documentary, what is it? You don't really know. Yep. It just goes straight into the damn movie, and it's amazing, and I fucking loved it. Thought it was great. Yep. This is the beginning to the meta culture. That,
it was kind of his Scream before Scream.
Yeah, this is 2 years before Scream.
Very ahead of its time.
Very. I think that's why it didn't do that well. I think it was so far ahead that people just weren't ready for it yet.
Now, I love the callback in the opening to the original. Because you remember the original opening was him building his glove.
Mm-hmm.
And the opening to this one is them filming him building the glove.
Ooh, which was fucking great. God, it was so great.
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, come to find out that it is actually a dream that Heather is having, and she started to have nightmares about Freddy Krueger. Did you notice
what Wes Craven was wearing?
Yeah, he was wearing Freddy's shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking great. God, it was great. Heather's starting to have nightmares now that the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise is actually done. She starts having nightmares. There's a lot of things that are kicking up. It's seen it manifest itself in the real world.
Yeah, her son's being affected by it.
Yeah,
all of them are being affected by it. They're just not telling people.
They're just not telling people. They don't want to come off as a psychopath. A lot of people who like method acting and things like that are like, oh, you get too far into your character and blah blah blah. So. Robert Englund is having similar things. He's painting Freddy and having thoughts and different things in his life, and he's just not allowing anybody to realize that's what's going.
Well, if you want to get meta with it, the most meta shit ever, it was a big plot point in this movie is earthquakes.
Yeah.
Well, as this movie was filming, it was the big earthquake of '94 in California, and it was pretty freaking legit.
And even the characters when set were like brutalizing that the cross over to a movie in reality.
One of
like,
them asked Wes Craven, "Wait, did you make a deal with the devil?"
Yeah, he asked him if he made a deal with the devil because of the earthquakes, which allowed them to use a lot of actual real footage from damaged streets and buildings and overpasses from the actual earthquakes that were happening.
I like the idea of them getting Bob Shea to play himself because I mean, the other time you saw Bob Shea, who was a really big reason why the Nightmare franchise is what it is.
Nightmare.
He the only time you ever saw him besides that is he was a bartender in a gay bar.
Yeah, no shit. And two.
Yeah.
At the S&M bar whenever the coach goes, coach finds Jesse in there.
Yeah.
All right. I absolutely love I love anything meta, and this was so fucking right up my alley.
Man, freaking Dylan, he kind of reminds me of my kids. No matter how many times I tell him, hey, don't watch scary stuff.
I
walk in and my son's on YouTube watching freaking Chucky.
Yeah, that's just
you know what I mean?
My child's the same way. I'm like, you shouldn't be watching this, and
she walks out and he's just kind of staring at the screen.
And I won't allow him to watch horror movies and stuff, so he looks up all this crap on YouTube and learns about Freddy and Jason and Michael and how these guys are cool. I'm like, yeah, they are. I think they're cool too. Yeah. Of course, he knows I run a horror movie podcast, so he's like, what's so interesting about these things? Let me look this shit up and find it out. Heather Langenkamp actually allowed Wes Craven to incorporate a real life situation, the stalker thing that was going on inside the movie. That was a real thing that happened in real life.
She actually moved to London to get away from it. Yeah.
Yeah, for I think she said 4 or 5 months. She left just to get away from everything because she was getting harassing phone calls and letters and different things.
Which that sucks, man.
Yeah, it's got to suck. When you reach that level of fame, people just don't know when the hell to leave you the hell alone.
Yeah, they can't separate movie from real life.
They just see, this is my favorite actress. Do something cool. Do something.
Yeah, dance, monkey.
Yeah, we'll poke you with a stick.
Yeah. So, I like the relationship between Heather Langenkamp and John Saxon, which, guys, by the time this comes out, it's going to be a couple weeks. We missed it in our last one.
Yeah.
But John Saxon passed away on the 25th of July.
Yeah.
So, rest in peace, man. One of my favorite actors out there.
Definitely rest in peace, John Saxon. Was an amazing actor.
But he was a father figure to her.
Even outside of the acting persona, they were actually really close together.
Which is in a scene that almost broke my heart.
All right.
When the little boy climbs to the top and falls, and she says, "What were you doing?" He says, "I wanted God to take me, but he said
God wouldn't take me." He's trying to get to his dad.
Oh, bro, that broke my heart.
His dad is His dad had just passed. His dad had just
passed.
Freddie got him. They claim it was a automobile accident.
Yeah.
He fell asleep while he was driving, and they did the reverse of what they did in the original Nightmare movie, where Freddie's glove shoots up between Nancy's legs. Freddie's glove shoots up in between his legs in the car.
Yeah.
And then it scratches his crotch, which makes him scratch his crotch, and then it fucking shoots and kills his chest, and he. I can't imagine the knock on the door from 2 police officers, because you know that sinking feeling. You immediately know, okay, it's the middle of the night, 2 cops are knocking on my door, and I'm not a piece of shit, so they're not here looking to pick me up.
Yeah,
something's wrong.
Yep. And much respect for the cops out there that have to do that.
Oh God, that's got to be. You don't have a good day. That's just a shitty thing to have to do.
Yeah, it's part of your job, man.
It's part of your job, but it sucks.
It sucks. So, yeah, here's out there to all you guys that have to do stuff like that. That sucks, man.
Yeah, better than the jackass from Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, screw that dude.
Yeah, he was the guy that went knock on the door of the newly widowed people and went try to sleep with them.
Yeah.
What
was his record? He said his record.
I don't remember. It's been so long. Uncle Sam was our 4th of July video.
Oh, it was freaking awful.
Oh, it was so awful. So awful.
Dude, New Freddy was good.
I loved New Freddy. That was closer to the original what Wes Craven had in mind when he thought of Freddy Krueger. It was more sadistic. He was more
I'm talking about
creepy.
The look. The makeup.
The makeup? I like the makeup. I'm talking about his personality-wise.
Oh, that's what he was supposed to be.
That's what he was supposed to be like. He wasn't supposed to be comical and saying all these
and just like the original, too. Freddy wasn't all over the screen.
Yeah.
The original Freddy had, 7 minutes of screen time?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. It was very
and in this one, you don't really see him a lot until the very end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the couple of shots they did get of him were some amazing fucking shots.
When he came out of the closet, he was like, "Did you miss me?
Did you miss me?" Oh, it was great.
No one-liners, which you could have threw some one-liners in there.
Okay, but he wanted to distance himself from that so much, and I get it. It had the child's play fucking thing going on, where it just became so damn comical that it wasn't. You can't even consider it a slasher or a horror movie anymore. It was just stupid. It's a fucking cartoon.
Yeah,
like Freddy's dead.
Best kill though, Julie's kill. Julie's death was probably the best death scene.
Yeah,
dragging. He drags her up the wall. They did like the original.
Like in the original, they did the rotating room and everything to where you can drag her. I liked in this one because
it showed Freddy.
It showed Freddy dragging her. It was flashed back and forth where they saw her being dragged by nothing, and then they flashed and they showed him. And he had a one-liner in there.
What's that?
Whenever he ever played Skin the Cat.
Oh yeah, he did.
He did have it, which was not over the top, not too much, but enough to kind of still get that sadistic humor out of him.
I like the callbacks. I like the tongue through the phone.
Yeah.
That
absolutely.
was kind of cool.
That was great.
Yeah, I mean that was a good one. I mean, you had a lot of callbacks in this one, man. It was good. I enjoyed the movie. I really did. It was a lot better than 4 and 5 were.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
The one thing that I think that I loved about this movie was they incorporated the creepy kid.
I
the creepy kid, because, and you got to look at it when you look back at the Freddy lore, all the stuff that you know is from canon from Freddy Krueger, it's always little kids. But in all of the movies up until this point, they've been teenagers.
Yeah.
And it explains away that those are the kids from the Elm Street kids and yada yada. But
it's always the last of the Elm Street children.
They had so many last Elm Street children out there. God, there's probably still 3 or 4 more. We're gonna have another one.
It's like the hidden episodes of Bonanza.
Yeah, they're everywhere. But typically, Freddy was a child, not a teen murderer, but a child murderer. It was always little kids and everything. I like the fact that he kind of went after Dylan in this one.
Yep.
As a way to get to Heather, or Nancy as he called it.
Yeah. The one thing that I wish they wouldn't have cut out was there was supposed to be a scene between him and
Robert Englund.
Yeah. Which I wish they would have kept that in.
I would have liked to have seen it.
You know what I mean? Because that's one thing that I came out of.
Did they have a reason on why they actually pulled that out? Why they didn't leave it in?
No, they did.
I bet you it had something to do.
I know what the scene was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Robert Englund falls asleep and he dreams that he's stuck in a spider's web.
Ooh.
And Freddy Demon drops down as a spider and fucks with him.
That maybe had been too hacky. They might not want to.
But the thing was we try to figure out how to let Robert Englund get out of that dream.
Yeah.
And not die.
True. Yeah, because you can't kill off Robert Englund.
No. Now, cool part was Wes Craven wasn't supposed to be in his mansion, in a big house. He was supposed to have met Nancy somewhere or Heather Langenkamp somewhere, and it shows that he's on the run from Freddy.
Yeah.
He's got somebody driving him around, and he's sleep deprived.
That'd have been cool.
Trying to stay away from him. I would
have liked to have seen that.
That would have been cool too, but Wes Craven's like,
it's like,
put me in a nice house.
Whatever. Let me sit in my mansion alone. Leave me the fuck alone.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. So Dylan starts showing all the stereotypical ways that he's sleepwalking. He's having night terrors. He's saying that his stuffed animal Rex is.
Fuck that doctor.
Yeah, fuck that doctor.
Dude, I was so pissed off with her.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've shown him your scary movies that you were in.
That ain't none of your fucking business what I do with my kid.
If I want to show my child scary movies, I will show my freaking child scary movies.
It's nobody else's business.
Is it healthy? Maybe not.
Maybe not. But who the fuck are you to tell me how to raise my kid?
But there's no legitimate science so far that has proved that horror movies are linked to any.
She's a Karen of this generation where she would be like, it's all those video games.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was. It's all these violent video games these kids are playing that's making them, murderers. And
I know a lot of people who love scary movies.
Yeah.
And they are very productive, successful members of society.
Yeah, they're not. I'm sorry, but I don't buy into all the bullshit of where the media corrupts you. Absolute. Fuck that. It's all how you're raised, dude.
And to tell me that you're gonna fucking then take her against her fucking will and start questioning her.
I'm sorry. Once you shoot up my kid with something without my authorization, I got a big fucking problem. We got a fucking problem.
Not to mention, bring me in there with a cop and you're gonna start questioning me without my freaking lawyer present.
Yeah, no shit.
Fuck you and everything you stand for.
Yeah, fuck off. You shoot my kid up with a fucking drug without my authorization, I will fucking bitch slap you up and down that hallway.
Oh yeah, they won't even be called whatever the hospital's name is anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's renamed
Jay and Ross's big old fucking building.
That's it. Yeah.
We'll have a new studio.
Yeah.
Let somebody.
It's like 13 floors. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. We could party on a different floor each night.
Right? We have a different floor for each horror franchise.
Oh yeah, it'd be fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh god, that would be amazing.
Right?
One day when we're rich, Jay.
Just get rid of. Don't even put like but the buttons. It'd just be like Haddonfield, Elm Street,
yeah,
Crystal Lake.
It'd be fucking great.
They just have one that says wherever the fuck Cabin in the Woods was.
Yeah, you gotta have the. You gotta be a big, tall, like lurch-looking guy and running your elevator back and forth up front. That'd be fucking fantastic. All right, so here's gonna be our part.
The big monster.
Here's gonna be our point of contention because I believe you have something to say about the fact of this being connected or disconnected from the
Oh,
franchise.
yeah, I was about to bring that up next.
Okay, so let's
Here's the
go
thing.
ahead and do this.
I don't consider this part of the... I consider it... I think it's part of the franchise.
Oh, choose your words, sir. Oh, choose your words.
It's part of the franchise, but not canon. Because it has nothing to do with Freddy Krueger.
It does have to do with Freddy Krueger.
It really doesn't.
It really does.
It's in a whole different reality.
No. The movie explains it completely where it is in that reality where those movies are all part of that reality.
Here's the thing.
Freddy
Nancy
Krueger
is
is
not
a
part of
tribute-
that reality.
Nancy is a part of that reality.
No,
Nancy,
Heather Langenkamp is part of that reality.
No. Heather is a part of that reality. So is Nancy. You're going to tell me that Nancy's not a part of that reality?
In Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven is not a person.
No, but they explain that it's a part of them going through the movies up to this point. Freddy Krueger is attributed as being Freddy Krueger in the fucking movie.
Yeah, I understand that. That's because he's Demon Freddy. He wasn't even really Freddy.
Okay, but they explain Demon Freddy as being a part of this series the entire time. He was just subdued because of the movies coming out.
No, because it broke away completely from the lore. And
It did not break away from the lore.
he wasn't a child murderer that became a freaking dream person.
You don't know that.
I do know that when he turned into a devil at the end.
Okay, but he may have manifested himself in that Freddy Krueger, the Freddy Krueger franchise, where they introduced Freddy at the beginning. Let's say that this movie came out before all the other movies. Would you have a problem with it? If this movie was first, would you have an issue with it?
I would, because there would not be nothing to base it on.
So you're saying that this couldn't be a standalone movie?
It really couldn't.
You don't think this could absolutely be a standalone movie?
No, it could not. You could not.
This was the original script for Dream Warriors.
I understand. No, not completely. No, not
The
completely.
gist of it, the ideas and a lot of shit that they had,
yeah.
it was the original idea for Dream Warriors.
because I read the original script for Dream Warriors, and it's
Well, I'm sorry. I'm back into. How are you going to tell me that Nancy is not a part of this reality?
she is a character.
She's a
in this reality.
character in this reality.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. So she is part of this reality.
as a character, but not as a real person. She's a real person in the first one.
She is a part of this reality. Yes, in the first one. And this one, where you're going back and you're taking all that, saying these are the people who played these characters in this movie that we fucking did. She is a character in that reality.
Okay, wait. I'm trying to think of a good analogy how to word this.
Well, you need to word that. Because I'm telling you, it's a part of that fucking reality.
That's like saying Never Sleep Again, the documentary, is part of that franchise.
No, that's not
Why
in
not?
itself at all. Not at all. That's not part of the franchise.
reality.
It's a
Heather Langenkamp,
this was
isn't
not
it?
a documentary. If you go by that logic and saying shit like that, then you're telling me that Jason, Chucky, Mike, Leatherface, and Freddy Krueger are all in the same universe, correct?
No.
That's exactly what you just told me. I could show you a fucking movie right now, and it's Bride of Chucky, where all of their stuff is.
So Leslie Vernon as well. But
Yeah,
it's a
so you're telling me that
that's
they're all in
No, it's a standalone
No,
movie.
but you're going to sit here and tell me that Captain America is not a character in our reality?
He's not. Is there a real Captain America walking around somewhere?
Did you hear what I said? You're going to tell me that Captain America is
As
not
a person, is not part of this reality.
Did you listen to the words? He is not a character in this reality. He is a character in this reality.
Yes, but he's
Captain
not a real
America is
person.
a fucking thing.
Nancy's not a real person in that reality.
They're saying that Freddy Krueger, that entity that they did in the
Freddy
first one.
Krueger was not a real person in that reality.
In what reality?
In the movie New Nightmare,
Freddy Krueger was a real character in that reality. He was a real being.
a demon.
He was a demon that the movies were loosely...
So it's not Freddy Krueger.
But the movie... Yes, he is. He's credited as being Freddy Krueger.
I understand he's credited as being Freddy Krueger, but he's not the actual person, Freddy Krueger, who had a daughter.
That is what they explain in the fucking movie.
How did they explain the fact that he had a daughter and killed his wife?
That was part of the movies. That was part of the franchise that went that way. This is going to be a prequel to that, if you're looking at it from that aspect. That Freddy Krueger was a demon that needed to be written in and subdued as these movies were going along. And you could say that the character Freddy Krueger in these movies is loosely based on this demon that is real.
No.
Absolutely.
Two different realities.
It's not two different realities. It's the same fucking reality.
It's very much different realities.
They explain how it's the same fucking reality.
So Johnny Depp's really dead?
What do you mean?
Johnny Depp really died in real life?
No, he died in the movie.
In that movie, he wasn't dead because he was supposed to be in the thing. Actually, if which is a cool aside, by the way. Johnny Depp told Wes Craven. Wes Craven couldn't work up the courage to
ask
Johnny
him
Depp.
to cameo.
And Johnny Depp said, "If you'd have told me, I'd have starred in it."
Yeah,
I mean, but
would you have had a problem with that?
No, but the guy who played Rod was at the funeral.
Yeah, because he died in the movie, Jay. That was a movie that was made in this reality.
Yeah, so it wasn't reality. It was a movie.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare was reality that all those other movies are a part of.
Yes, as fiction.
Yes, I'm not arguing with you that. Those movies were a part of this reality as
But
fiction.
It doesn't go the other way, is what I'm saying.
It absolutely fucking does, because Freddy Krueger was subdued by the movies that were being fucking made.
It doesn't go the other way. It doesn't.
Explain. How? Why not?
Because it goes away completely from the lore. The original movies, okay, if you just take these movies and you tell me, you got to remember, if you're looking at that movie, that's reality. That's one universe.
Absolutely.
Is these movies.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree. Completely.
Is Freddy Krueger a demon in those movies?
Not in the movies.
No. Okay, he's not a demon.
Not in the movies. He is not a demon.
He's a person who was a child killer who was killed by the parents of Elm Street.
Yep, I'm on board with you. Absolutely.
Okay, in that reality.
Yes. Absolutely. I'm on board with you on that. I'm not going to argue that point.
So at no point is he a demon.
In that reality, no.
Yeah. So therefore, through the first 5 movies, that was one reality. That's one dimension set here.
6.
No, I thought this was 6.
This is 7. Freddy's Dead 6.
Oh, Freddy's Dead 6.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a rating for Freddy's Dead. That reminds me.
Oh, okay.
So those 6 movies are a reality.
Yes.
Okay. 7
Uh-huh.
is off by itself. Now, this can be part of this, but not the other way.
Yes. Yes, it can. This movie could fit at the end or the beginning of this fucking franchise and still be part of the franchise.
First off, no, it can't, because Heather Langenkamp couldn't have already played Nancy at the beginning.
If it was a prequel, yes. It would explain why those movies are coming out.
Not if she's already played her years ago. They even say it in there. It's 10 years after they filmed the first one.
Yeah, I know. It was an anniversary or whatever it was.
So you can't fit it before the first one.
Yes, you can, because those movies exist on the reality inside of that fucking movie. It encapsulate the reality of them filming the fucking movies.
Still not part of it.
It's part of the franchise.
It's part of the franchise, not part of the canon.
It is part of the canon.
No.
Sure. Why the hell not?
So the story of Freddy Krueger is that he's a demon.
Yeah.
You can have him one way or another.
As far as this movie is concerned, yes. Freddy Krueger is a demon who is loosely...
Who was a child murderer.
No, who was loosely based off of the
movie.
demon.
That's a movie you're talking about.
Not reality. That movie is loosely based on the demon Freddy Krueger to keep Freddy Krueger subdued.
No.
So you're telling me that Freddy Krueger was created whenever the first movie was fucking made? Not the other way around.
No. In the first movie, Freddy Krueger was a child murderer.
Yes. Loosely based on a demon.
No.
Yeah.
It's not based on anything. In you watching a movie, if I'm watching Jaws...
Uh-huh.
Or Halloween. If I'm watching Halloween, Michael Myers is a person who's loosely based on Norman Bates, is what you're telling me.
No.
That's what he was. Because if you ask John Carpenter right now, Michael Myers was based on Norman Bates.
No, look, the movies that came out behind, there were 3 movies that were loosely based on a real-life serial killer named Ed Gein.
Yeah, and Norman Bates.
Yeah, one of them was Norman Bates. So
Yeah.
Michael Myers is loosely inspired by
he's a person who's inspired by Ed Gein in Halloween.
He would have to be, because he was based on somebody who was based on somebody. He's by proxy.
That's so freaking flawed, dude. That's not reality.
Flawed. That is reality. You're the one that brought that up and made that connection, but that is reality.
No, that's flawed.
Okay,
so if somebody stabs somebody tomorrow and eats
Peep
them...
This. Do you know where the fucking Power Rangers came from?
Yeah, it was a shitty Japanese TV show that they took and re-edited.
Yeah, do you know where that originally came from? That original Japanese show was based on a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay? So, Spider-Man, Japanese Spider-Man, Power Rangers. Power Rangers are based on Spider-Man. Okay? Is that by proxy? Third party, but yes. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're telling me that the whole Ed Gein inspired, Norman Bates inspired Michael Myers, that doesn't translate the same way?
No.
it translates
He's
exactly
Michael Myers.
the same way.
He is the person he is because
Tommy
he's
was the
fucked up.
Green Ranger. What does it have to do with anything?
Because in that reality, that's who he is.
Yeah. Just like in this reality, Freddy Krueger is a demon who there is loosely based
It's a separate reality. It's not part of the canon.
It is part of the canon. I disagree completely, wholeheartedly.
The franchise canon is Freddy Krueger was a man who had a child who was taken away from him. He had killed kids, and he was burned by parents, and now he's come back in their dreams to kill them because some sperm went in his mouth.
Absolutely. 100%. I think the sperm went on his belly, too.
Yeah. Actually, it went through his chest, I think.
Yeah.
So you get to the end, and now you have this whole separate story about who Freddy Krueger is.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
It's not a different thing. They're explaining the beginning of the franchise.
The beginning of movies, not reality.
No, that is the beginning of both. That is the beginning of both.
Okay, I'm not arguing. I'm done arguing.
Freddy fucking Krueger was in this movie. They're explaining why these movies were suppressing the real Freddy Krueger. You can't tell me
in real life.
Yes, this movie is based in that, and the movies 1 through 6 were a part of that reality because they were the movies in that reality.
Yes, but the movies themselves are a separate thing, is what I'm telling you. Even in that movie, the movies were fiction.
Yes, but the movies were fiction based on keeping the real Freddy down.
So, King Arthur really started England?
What?
If that's the case, King Arthur really was the first king of England. Because a myth, there was a myth that King Arthur was the first king.
You're looking into way too much.
In our reality,
you're looking into way too much.
In our reality, there's a myth that King Arthur was a king of Camelot.
Are the Stab movies canon?
No.
You're fucking high.
That's a freaking perfect analogy, right?
You're fucking high. You're telling me
the Stab movies are canon, but is Ghostface in those Stab movies affect the Ghostface in Scream?
They are not saying that Ghostface is a demon that this was based on. They're saying this was a person that it was based on.
Yeah.
And the Stab movies are canon inside of that reality.
Okay. But it doesn't... Scream 4 is not canon within the Stab movies unless they make another one and incorporate it in.
You're high right now. Like, did you smoke something when we took a break?
Dude. I don't know how the hell you're looking at this and honestly thinking that this is part of canon. Guys, comment below if y'all think this is canon or not.
I don't understand how you don't.
Because it's ridiculous.
You're ridiculous. This is fucking... This is them explaining the movies that came prior. You're telling me that the Stab movies inside of the Scream fucking franchise are canon to the Scream franchise.
I understand what they're trying to explain. I understand it. But say this really happened. Say it was real life. It was a news article we were watching.
Okay.
That all this really happened. Freddy was a real demon.
Okay. I'm imagining.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I just did. I watched a movie about it.
Yeah. Say it really happened. Does that change Freddy Krueger's lore in the movies?
No, because that would be different. That's a far reach, dude.
It's separate realities.
No, but that's not separate realities is what I don't think you're catching. That's the same fucking reality. The movies are fiction in this reality.
No.
You're telling me that the movies aren't fiction in this reality?
No, I understand that movies are fiction in this reality, Ross, but those movies were fiction in that reality as well.
But the movie itself is a piece of fiction that fits into that universe.
No. All right. Rotten Tomatoes scores this movie 80%. Audience score gives it 66%.
That's low, actually. I kind of thought it'd be...
That's about where I'm going with it, too.
Oh, you're fucking high.
What? It's not part of the franchise. I can't.
It is part of the franchise.
It's like it's the Halloween 3 of Halloween. Of the
Halloween 3 is part of the franchise.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not canon. I apologize. Because Michael Myers, they watch Halloween in Halloween 3.
Yeah, they do. But that's the same fucking concept, though.
No.
Yeah.
It's part of the franchise, not part of the lore.
Whatever. You can say what the fuck you want. Whatever.
Because Michael Myers is fiction in
none
Halloween
of it's
3.
part of the fucking lore anymore if you look back on it. He doesn't have the Curse of the Thorn anymore. All this shit's being rebooted anyway.
Depends on how you watch the movies and what
you could watch like 3 different franchises if you plan that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really can. They talk about that all the time. Especially with Halloween. Halloween, you can go the route of just Halloween. You could do Halloween 1 and 2. You could do 1, 2, and 4,
Yeah.
1 through 6.
Yeah, 1 through 6, and then you jump to H2O.
Or you could do 1,
to
2, H2O.
Yeah.
You got if you do an H2O, you have to do 2 because that's
two.
where you find out their brother and sister. And then you could do all the way through 8. Or you can just skip this, go straight from Halloween to.
So you can watch multiple
2018.
franchises depending on how you watch the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many different Freddy Krueger franchises can you watch?
2.
Which 2?
1 through 6.
I believe you're going 1 through 6, which is bullshit.
And 7 if you want.
Oh, well.
Or actually 1 and 7.
1 and 7?
You have to do 1 before you can do 7 because they talk about the original in the movie.
I disagree. You can watch 1 Freddy franchise.
Or you can watch 2 because they don't mention any of the sequels in 7. It has nothing to do with the rest of the sequels.
No. It's they have people that are in some of the sequels that are in the funeral scene.
Who?
I don't remember the names exactly, but I do remember seeing
Oh, Tuesday Night's in it.
Yeah. See,
Tuesday night
there's
she is
other
in it.
people that are in
Yeah,
the
but she's an
fucking...
extra. They don't tell you it's Tuesday night from the movie.
You think they accidentally put her there?
Lynn Shay was a fucking nurse.
You think they accidentally put her there?
Lynn Shay was a fucking nurse.
Yes, because
And
her
she's-
acting career didn't fucking work
And
out.
she's the fucking producer's brother. Sister.
Well, whatever.
All right, so what are you going for score?
41.
That's not bad. I'm going 36, I think.
I almost wanted to go 42 just to piss you the fuck off.
You can go 42. Huh?
No, I'm good. I'm going to stick with a 41.
I want 36 probably with this one. Let me see your pen. So mark
You
it
don't
down.
deserve my pen. My pen is a part of my reality. You leave me the fuck alone.
I'm going to eat a bag of reality dicks. So
I don't understand how you literally going to sit here and look me in the face and tell me that this is not part of the fucking franchise.
I'm not saying it's part of the franchise. I'm saying it's not part of the canon. I said that when we started.
Yes, I know, but it's part of the canon.
It's not.
It became canon.
No.
Yes. There's like, sit and argue the point all the fuck you want. You're wrong.
I'm definitely not wrong. All right. In fact, if you go online, Wes Craven talks about that, I believe, that it's not part of canon.
You can go online and find all kinds of trippy shit.
Wes Craven said it.
So?
He's the creator.
Wes Craven is, rest in peace. He's not here to defend that.
Still said it.
So? They said a lot of things about
You
a
said
lot of
I
different...
do. You go back on a lot of shit.
I didn't go back on that. I think someone else went back on that. I was going strong.
I said 36, and you said what?
I said a 40 fucking 1.
41.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it higher than 2
It was a good movie. It really was.
because I do like it better than 2.
Yeah, it's one of the better movies of the franchise.
But I definitely like it better than 4 and 5 and
Yeah.
6. 4, 5, and 6 were freaking trash.
Dude, Freddy's Dead was ridiculous to me. It was so fucking ridiculous.
To me personally, I'm serious. 5 was the worst.
You think 5 was the Dream Child?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dream Child was fucking worse. God, it was so
Dream Child. Like, look, Dream Child fucked up the lore. Dude, that's another thing that you keep bitching about. The lore's been all over the place. Wes Craven himself said whenever he read the when he watched all the fucking movies up until that point, he said he couldn't even follow it.
No, the lore sucks.
The lore's all over the fucking place.
but it's still there.
So one more fucking movie where your lore gets tampered with and you're all
But it's
kinds
not.
of...
It's not tampering with the lore because it's not Freddy Krueger.
It is Freddy Krueger. It says it's Freddy Krueger.
It's a different being.
It is the being that Freddy Krueger was inspired by. That is the being.
That doesn't count.
It does count in that reality.
It does not count.
Yes, it fucking can. You can
Does
fuck
not
off.
count. All right, guys. I'm giving it a 36. He's giving it a
I'm
41.
giving it a 41. I'm putting it right even with something else.
Yeah. I know. I saw.
Yeah.
He's giving it a 41. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube,
Pandora.
and Pandora.
We
Like,
go all
follow, comment below. Let us know what y'all think. Is this part of the if it's part of the canon? Is it canon or not?
I think it became
to the
canon.
rest of the movies.
I do. Yes, absolutely.
All right, I say no. So let us know what y'all think. Let's see. Next week we start Halloween.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to that.
I'm so looking forward to that
really
as
looking
well.
forward to that.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all then.
Yeah,
Later.
later.